In this video, we're going to go over the OAM Server Publisher and OAM Server API components of the OAM Server architecture. The OAM Server Publisher is a simple node application that just uses an SQS URL to poll an SQS queue for statuses for that are emitted through the OAM Tyler EMR jobs. So if you'll remember from an earlier video that in the Tyler for the chunker, we have this notifications set up where we're publishing to the same queue, and also in the Mosaic source main scala.org main. We're actually publishing statuses through SQS here too. So as a job runs on EMR, it's just publishing statuses to SQS. And the thing that's listening to those statuses is this publisher. And when it processes a message, it logs the status, and logging the status just consists of saving it to S3. And where it saves it to S3, I'll show you. It's S3 already. In OAM Server Tyler status, right? So we have the job statuses here that we list out. And then also it has some functionality to know if it's the last stage success. And if it is the last stage success, we actually want to notify that the job's complete. And to notify the job's complete, we end up hitting the OAM catalog endpoint here, which I haven't written that yet. So that's work to be TBD. So if we run this, you can actually see this run from another job where it's getting the messages, it's writing the statuses to S3. So I'm not going to actually run another tile job. I did that in the EMR video. But it would be publishing these. This was actually the statuses, the SQS statuses that were being published from that previous run. Great. And then so the last component is just the server. And the README sort of has the endpoints that you can hit on this server. Some list off the statuses, so it actually checks those files in S3 to talk about how a job is doing or information about the job. This tile call is the one that I'm going to actually show some code for. So if we look at OAM Server API and API server, the tile call will actually grab the job ID from just a generated UUID and call this Tyler launch job. And Tyler launch job is in here. Tyler. It's really just that command line. Here we go, launch job. It's the arguments of that command line just kind of programmatically filled out. It uploads the request to S3 and then creates the various step arguments. And then there's just an environment variable that says if you have a long running cluster, to put it in here, and then it'll do the add steps. Otherwise, it'll do the create cluster with the auto terminate. So it'll launch this job through the shell, and then return the this endpoint will return the job ID, which you can use to query the status of it and query information about it. And that actually just kicks off EMR just like we did in the EMR video. That EMR job runs and throws its statuses into the SQS queue, and then the publisher reads those SQS statuses and publishes those to S3. If we go ahead and look at this final status, going to just lint again, we can see that the final status is success and it's completed. And then we have the tile JSON for that job, which includes this ZXY tile URL. So that concludes the video tour of OAM Server, and I hope this was helpful.